Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We are back today with some more listener questions. Ricky and Scott join me for today's show. We get some great questions. One is a family from 21 to 82, a big group getting ready for a Disney Treasure Cruise next January. And we talk about options for a resort. They have an ADR for Ohana. They're also going to go to Hoop-Dee-Doo Review over at Fort Wilderness. Where should they stay? We have some ideas there. We also talk about some great breakfast options around property. Scott gives his thoughts on the best old fashions, if you are into that. And we also talk about dining outside the theme parks because we have some friends who do have theme park tickets, but they also are meeting up with some friends who have to work during the day. They do not have theme park tickets. Where can they meet up and have some great meals? We talk about that and much more on today's show. Don't forget today's podcast, always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep us on the air, and I cannot thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2675 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week as we get ready for Easter this weekend. I know because in the background here, the Be Our Guest Podcast studios, I always have the TV, in the background on Pluto TV. And as we're recording right at this moment, there's a commercial for Honey Baked Ham. Is that not it's not the reason for the season on this weekend, but it's a good reason to get happy that and deviled eggs. I mean, that's kind of what gets me going on Sunday, besides, going to church and all that stuff. But it's a great reason. It's a good thing. I love my Honey Baked Ham. I don't know. We got to ask the panel today what their go-to dining options are on Easter Sunday. But we're going to have a good time answering your listener questions, talking Disney today with my great friends. Joining us, we have Ricky from A Disney World Afterall.com and the Mouse for Less, who's going to be very busy on Easter Sunday this year. But Ricky, what's going on? What's your go-to for Easter brunch or lunch or breakfast? I don't know how you guys typically do it. What's up?
So, usually, it's just our family. So just me and Brian and Lucy. And so I don't, we don't really go all out or anything for Easter because of that. So I'm not the biggest ham person. I mean, I like ham, but like it's not something that I'm dying for. So I usually will make steaks. So I bought the steaks, and I bought baked potatoes and sweet potato for me. And we'll probably just eat steak and potatoes. That's probably what'll end up happening. So Lucy likes steak, and I like steak, and Brian likes steak. So that's probably gonna be the Easter dinner. So although I do make a mean deviled egg, I seriously make the best deviled eggs. Everybody that tries them says these are like the best deviled eggs they've ever had. So I don't know. I'm definitely going to be like dyeing eggs with Lucy this year because it's really the first year that she can do it.
She's
really
at the prime
this is really the first year for
age.
Easter for her.
Yes.
So I'm trying to tie in all the things that I used to do as a kid, and one of the things that obviously I remember doing was dyeing eggs. So I spent the $20 on eggs, so we're gonna dye Easter eggs and so normally like I'm not. It takes me a while to make deviled eggs, so it's not one of those things that I love doing, but since I'll have the hard-boiled eggs, maybe I'll do it this year. we'll see what ends up happening.
Well, I was worried because you didn't have a theme for the birthday. Like, I was like, do you not do, I mean, you're just going to skip dyeing the eggs and she's never going to get, I'm glad that you're doing that. That makes me happy.
I'm really
pumped.
I'm really excited to
Good.
dye eggs with her. Actually,
And you got to get the whole like pause or whatever that's called. Kit.
yes,
Like,
exactly.
You got to go,
I have
the
it.
whole thing.
I have it exactly. And one of the things, like, I have this. So mom and dad have these videos of me as a kid, and I have a few of them. And on one of the videos, it's literally, I don't know what they did. They set up a camera, and it was just me. And I remember hearing the sound of the spoon, in the cup, in the mug, and I can hear it. And it's me dyeing eggs by myself. My brother wasn't around yet, so I had to have been like 2 or 3 at the time. And I don't know where mom and dad were. I don't know if they were behind the camera, but this seriously went on for like a good 30 minutes of me dyeing Easter eggs. So like, I don't know where they were.
They were at that little VFW up at the corner of Vale and New Halls Ferry.
Helping me dye the eggs though.
Interesting. Good call, Rick and Donna. That was,
I will be helping Lucy dye the eggs this year.
We want to see you and Brian at some point making an appearance in the video. Very good. All right. Also, we have Scotty G joining us from Must See Adventures. You can check him out at Scott also on the social media. Scott, happy Wednesday. What's going on? What do you guys do on Easter for like, you guys have a meal or anything like that?
Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big like Easter person really, so it's kind of like just Sunday as usual, kind of. I'll be on the golf course.
No, not bad.
A lot of times it falls under spring break, so it's usually like a meal at Walt Disney World or something too. Not this year. It's a lot later this year.
It is.
I feel like
it's way late this year. I know.
Yeah, but then I got to go to Chicago the next day too for work, so it'll just be kind of like business as usual. So I don't know. We'll see what we end up doing.
Nice. All right. So, any weird though, deviled eggs on Easter? It's ironic. I've always thought that, but Scott, do you like deviled eggs? I destroy.
I do not.
Eggs. You do not
Really?
At all.
Oh
no.
my gosh, I love deviled eggs. Like
That kind of reminds me like a hard-boiled egg, right?
Yeah, it's a hard-boiled egg with
like a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah, it's a hard-boiled egg that's got like mustardy kind of stuff in
I
it.
can't do hard-boiled eggs. Like gross me out. Like eggs in general kind of gross me out.
Eggs gross you out. Oh, okay. Well, then never mind. I was gonna say it's because you haven't had mine, and mine are like really flavorful. It's not just like egg flavor. It's like actual. Like,
I gotta try the Ricky
gotta
special.
try
Basically,
the key version. Yeah, right here. Yeah, I make a really good deviled egg.
Yeah, my sister-in-law, she kills them. Like she makes them for. Sorry, I forgot to post it. We're on the air. She makes really good ones and brings them over for Easter every year. And I mean, I get like all the leftovers because we host, and those things are the bomb. Like, you can't. I guess like if you eat one deviled egg, it's like a half an egg. Right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of extra stuff in there. You probably shouldn't think about
There's a
how
lot of
bad
extra stuff in there.
Oh, they're so good though. I destroy those things. They're so good. So anyway, we got a Karnak to start the show off with. By the way,
again,
shout out to Scotty G for the awesome Must See Adventure sticker, which is now right here in the studio, because I didn't want to put it on my laptop because I want to have it somewhere where it's permanent. That's it. When I get a sticker, I'm always like, oh my gosh, where do I put it? Like I don't want to.
I know because like the laptop is a tricky spot.
Right.
Sometimes.
If I upgrade the laptop, then the sticker's wasted. So it's right here. Boom. So when I shoot videos, it'll be in the background. So it's right here. I have a thank you card. So that's going to be my thing here. So
there you go.
So here we go. It says, oh yeah. So hang on. I forget how this thing works. I had it right the other day, but this is from our friend Paul. He's helping out with some new Karnaks. This is an up-to-date one. This is not a 2014.
This
is
a
2014
this is a 2025 fresh off the presses from the last week. Okay, so here we go. Let me hold it up to my. This is how it goes. I'm holding it up to my head. Okay, it says, "Dopey, grumpy, and happy." Okay, so what do you think those are?
The three of us.
Good guess. That's a good guess.
That's a pretty good guess. The emotions I feel during a Run Disney race.
Let's see here. How you feel when you realize you didn't book sit-down dining in Epcot on New Year's Eve. How you feel when you're now standing in a long line for the bathroom. And how you feel when it's your turn in that said bathroom.
Oh.
There we go. All right, let's answer some listener questions. And our first question, thank you, Paul, is... Well, that one's for Pam, so Pam's not here. It's about club level stuff. So we'll skip that one.
Not that one.
Yeah, so let's go to this one. Hey, Mike and BOGP crew, writing in with an early planning question. I'm looking into 2026 for our next trip to the world. We're a long time Disney going family, so I feel like I have a fairly good handle on good times of the year to go to avoid the crowds. However, as my daughter has gotten older, I try my best to avoid missing too much school while also trying not to make a trip in the heat of the summer, which leads to my question. I'm currently researching and starting to plan a 5 to 6 day family trip for next year. I would love your thoughts on the least crowded holiday time to go. I don't necessarily want to be there on an actual holiday, just planning around school days off. For example, I'd love to head down on the Thursday before Thanksgiving and stay through Tuesday or Wednesday of Thanksgiving week, hoping we'd get out before the crowds got too bad. I feel like this is wishful thinking, though. Please share your thoughts and suggestions. I'm open to it all. Kristen, who says she's 635 miles away from my favorite park at 200 Epcot Center Drive. And she knows the address. So how about that?
I like that.
635 miles away. So let me start with Scott, because Scott, I know you tend to do, this is because you really are the master of kind of taking those, like working your PTO around holidays and doing this kind of thing. So talk to her about like how you strategize for these kind of things.
I mean, that's what I always do. Like, I love maximizing the PTO. So that trip she's talking about, I always do the Wednesday before Thanksgiving trip, like every other year. But I will say it's crowded. Like, it is pretty crowded around Thanksgiving. Now, like once you get to like that Monday, it's pretty chill. Like my last trip we were down there, like I remember we were in Magic Kingdom, and like I just couldn't believe the wait times that Monday after Thanksgiving. It was unbelievably low crowds. But what I was gonna suggest, and like you might think I'm crazy here, but I've been saying this for years. I think 4th of July, honestly, is a really good time to go because it's hot. Yes, it's gonna be blazing hot down there. But like to me, like I think the crowds are kind of lower around 4th of July. And I know like the summer won't be a big issue with the school, right? Because you're just trying to take your kid out of a time where there's no school. So like you don't have to worry about school at all that entire week. Maybe you can use some of your free PTO days, like the holiday time around that time too. But I don't know. That's kind of like my go-to. I like the 4th of July time.
I've seen that for like a decade. Like I've seen this trend for a decade, that week after the 4th of July, where you can go down and catch the 4th of July fireworks, arrive maybe on like the 3rd, kind of settle in, see the 4th of July fireworks and stay through like the 7th or the 8th if you want to do 5 nights. And for some reason I don't know why this is. It's been like
I think it's because it's so hot and it's like nicer in other areas of the country.
Yeah,
right. But it's probably a good reason. But I mean, we've always like done the cruise around that time, and just the crowds are low that week after the 4th of July. And maybe there's just a lot going on. People don't want to leave their hometowns because a lot of hometowns have like festivals. I mean, we're seeing this here. Like Mallory doesn't want to leave because like there's a, in our small town, there's like, the Catholic Church has their parish picnic, right? And like everybody goes to the parish picnic. And so she doesn't want to miss out with her friends and stuff like, it's just, maybe because the 4th of July is kind of an Americana thing for small towns and stuff. Maybe not. I don't know, because it is always low. I've never wondered. Ricky, what do you think about these times?
Yeah, I think 4th of July really is a great time. It is hot. You are not wrong. But it is definitely, I mean, if you go kind of prepared with, fans and lots of water and, stuff like that, you can manage. Although I did almost pass out, so because of the heat, so just kind of a warning.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger sometimes,
Yeah, trust me. That was one of those where I was like, I'm going down. So just kind of watch your body if you do go in the summer, because it will sneak up on you.
Yes, it will.
But another time that I really like is actually, and it's a really relatively slow time because of the fact that a lot of kids are just back in school, so that they don't like to take that time off, and that's Labor Day. So Labor Day is actually another time when it's a long weekend, and it's a good time to go away because a lot of kids are not wanting, a lot of parents are not wanting to take their kid, out of school at that point because they've either been on a summer vacation recently, or the kids are just back in school. So that's kind of a time that I like to suggest as well. All the other vacation times, that Thanksgiving time frame is a decent time frame, like that week before. It does get a little hairy there as you're leading up to it, but it's not terrible.
But it's my favorite. I will tell you, that is my favorite week to go to Walt
That
Disney
Thanksgiving
World.
week. Yeah.
There's something about it. It gets me in the
Well, you get
holiday
Christmas
spirit.
holiday stuff. So like, yeah.
I mean, it
that-
would be sweet for folks that can do that. You know, like teachers can't, but if you can, man, I'd love to go that time. And
I mean, some teachers might be able to, like, if
That's
your
true.
school, I think a lot, like Emily's school, they have like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off that week. So
That's
you
true.
could, like,
Yeah, but a lot of
Well-
teachers can't take days off around holidays. Like you can't take one off. You can't take any days off like where there's a holiday adjacent. Like
Yeah.
that's
well,
always
you could
kind
do like
of
the Wednesday,
rule.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come home Sunday, and you had a
Yeah,
4-night
yeah,
trip.
you could probably do that.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So that's an option.
But it's busy
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
every teacher, every
But you can
working
work around
professional is doing
busy.
the same thing.
I mean, if you're smart, busy, you can still do it. Like rope drop,
yeah.
midday breaks.
And
like,
honestly, for me,
swim.
like that's kind of fun. I just love like that
yeah.
that atmosphere. I was
The
like,
atmosphere.
I'm
is
like
fun.
you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, busy is just like energy. It's like it is. It's because you get all the like with the holiday decor and stuff. Fun.
Mhm.
Okay, quick. This one's for Scotty G. It's a quick answer. Justin Hooper tuned in over on Facebook. Appreciate it. Who has the best old fashioned property? This is
My
you.
gosh, that is
Just
so
couple
challenging. So
options.
I have a consistent top 3 for the most part. I will say the Edison, I think, has a tremendous old fashioned, just brilliant. And they kind of do some specialty ones too. I always got to throw Topolino's in there as well. You don't even need a reservation. You can usually just go up to the lounge and they have like a little seating area and there's the bar too. So if you're just getting the old fashioned, you can do it there. I've had them make a smoked one there before too, which is really
nice.
awesome. Just talk to your bartender about it. And I really like the one at Citrico's as well. I know that's like another restaurant type one, but man, that's so good. There's so many great old fashions. The seasonal one at the Red Rose Tavern, is that what it's called? I always want to call it
No, the
Disney's.
Enchanted.
No,
That's
the
that's at
Enchanted Rose,
Disneyland.
yeah,
That's
Enchanted
Dry
Rose.
Park. I'm
Which
like, wait a
one?
second.
That's at Disneyland, right? The Red
Yes.
Rose
I'm
Tavern.
like,
yes.
wait a second. Wait, that's not right.
They don't serve old
I
fashions
was
there.
gonna say, wait,
No.
what? That's like breaking news.
But I really like what they do with the seasonal ones at the whatever that place is, the Rose.
The Enchanted Rose
Rose.
at the Grand Floridian,
What?
right?
I want to call it visitors all the time, so I can't ever get the name right.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so those are 4 really good ones if you're looking for one.
Now, you mentioned Topolino's. They have one for breakfast, right?
Oh my God! Yeah,
Is that not
so-
right? I mean, you can
So
have one
it's,
for
it's
breakfast.
hit or miss. It's actually my favorite old fashioned I've had at Walt Disney.
Because I know
World.
you posted about it and you texted me.
Yeah, and
one time.
so I had the recipe. So well, I don't have the exact portions, but I know what to use. So I make it Scotty G style, and it is so good because they use like an orange maple syrup in there, like. But I don't know if it's there like all the time now. There's because like I believe Jared has been up there and they haven't done it, but so he's asked like for special requests to do it. So you might be able to get it. But yeah, like that was an amazing drink.
Interesting. Okay.
But the dinner time one is really solid too.
Because
for
I
sure.
thought I remembered that. Like, it's interesting you get
Oh.
one for breakfast.
Yeah.
All right. John Price is tuned in over on Facebook. We appreciate you tuning in as we record live. That's always a lot of fun. He says, my wife and our 4 teenage daughters, oh my God bless you, are staying in a 2-bedroom at Old Key West in August for 9 nights. The last 2 nights, my brother-in-law and his family of 4 will be joining us. Should we move to a 3-bedroom and all stay together or get them a studio? Thoughts?
I'd get them a
Oh.
studio.
I
think.
would get them
would
a studio
too. I would
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just seems crowded. I mean, I know the 3-bedroom villa, especially at Old Key West, is cool because it's like a 2-level.
Mhm.
And like I think they have a separate entry at that one. I might be mixing it up with Saratoga, but I just think that's a lot of people in one space. Like you're gonna be really comfortable in that 2-bedroom, and then it might feel a little more crowded when you go to the 3-bedroom when you add the brother's family. So I think a studio for them would be good,
Yeah.
and then you
I
can
agree.
brag to them like how awesome your villa is.
And plus, just have 'em, if you want to have everybody come over to the 2-bedroom,
They can
that
hang
you're
out at the
in,
2-bedroom,
hang out
yeah.
in everybody hang out together and stuff like that. You still have the communal time. I mean, the 2-bedroom is huge. Yeah, that's still one of the best trips I ever took to Walt Disney World. Was the time we shared that 2-bedroom, like before God, that was
I
it was
talk
just
about it all the time.
It was so fun. I mean, it was the best. I mean, it was
That was
the
like
best
one of
trip.
those like 17-night trips because we did the 7-night cruise before then
Yes.
too. Like
That was just the best trip. I mean, 'cause Old Key West is just awesome, but we had that 2-bedroom. It was the greatest. All right, Robin has a question over in the inbox. Hey, BOGP crew, hope all is well with you and your loved ones. I have 2 questions and would love your input. First question. I'm about to purchase park tickets for our stay at Walt Disney World. I'm unsure if I want to do Park Hopper. Can I upgrade my ticket the day of if it behooves me? If so, is there a difference in the cost of doing it the day of compared to adding it before then? I can answer no. I mean, you can upgrade the day of. Now, here's the thing: it's the same cost too. Do it if you're gonna do it though. Pull the trigger first day, because if you do it day 3, it's the same cost as if you would have done it the first day, and you've lost the opportunity to park hop day 1 and day 2, and you've paid the same price. So that's one of those things. You got to make the call like when you arrive. Like, am I going to park hop or not? And then use it the entire time. So don't say on day 3 of a 5-day trip, I decide to park hop now. I mean, you can, but you should have done it at day 1 because you've lost that opportunity day 1 and day 2. So do it right away. Second, we are planning 2 consecutive park days, one for the Magic Kingdom and the other for Animal Kingdom, with the possibility of park hopping. However, one of our friends has to work one of those days and will not be joining us during the day. We want to have dinner together, but we don't want our friend to buy a park ticket just to go to dinner with us and to go to the parks after a day of work. It'll be me, my husband, and our 20-month-old Tot, and our 2 friends with their 20-month-old Tot. What would you do or recommend? Thanks so much for your time and help. Wishing you all a fantastical day, Robin. So we're thinking, are we thinking like a resort or Disney Springs restaurant for dinner?
Yeah.
I guess. Obviously stay outside the parks.
Yeah. Did they say where they're staying?
They did not. Nope.
Oh.
I mean, at Animal Kingdom, you could eat at Rainforest Cafe.
You could. Yeah,
Oh,
you could
that's
do that.
true. Yeah.
I don't know
Would
if
that- would
with
that
the
scare,
young
like, the
tots, though,
kids?
that might be a
Yeah,
little scary, though.
Might be, yeah.
I've still never eaten at a Rainforest Cafe. I know everybody dogs on it, but I'm still kind of curious about it. Or T-Rex. I know
I've
that
eaten there a couple of times.
Is it? Why do people
I haven't been to a
dog
Disney
on
one.
it
I have
because
one
it's like
in-
in malls?
Yeah, I have
Huh?
one an hour
Yeah.
away from here that I've been to.
Is that why
I've
people dog
eaten-
on it, because it's like a mall experience?
Yeah, it's like a mall one. Yeah, I've been to the one at Animal Kingdom. I've done that one for breakfast, and then I've been to the one at Disney Springs. I've done that one for dinner. I mean, it's not like somewhere I go to all the time, but I've at least tried them. So I mean, it's not a bad choice. It may be loud, but it just depends on if the kids get scared easy or not. Lucy probably would be fine, but it just kind of depends. And actually, all the chaos might be nice with the 20-month-olds, because I know what it's like to dine with one, and it's terrible. So it's just that would probably be a really good place.
Yeah,
Just lots of chaos.
You know what? That's a great point. That is kind of a great point. Like with that age, like sometimes noise is like to your advantage, right? Because if they're being squirrely and like if there's a thunderstorm, that just kind of overpowers your
You can
kid
kinda
being
distract them
a
with
wreck.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not my kid, dude. That's thunder. That's
That's
Thor,
not
the
my
god of
kid.
thunder. That's not Lucy. Whatever.
Not even close. As she's running around the restaurant, making friends with everybody, and I'm like, no, Lucy, you can't go up and hug strangers. Please don't hug strangers.
But like whatever the resort they're staying at, you're staying at Old Key West, have a dinner at Olivia's, or
True,
Disney
yeah.
Springs has so many. Scott, I'll tell you, we did that show where the show where the one where you won, by
Masters?
the way,
The Masters dinner?
dining, and you kind of ran away with the poll, by the way. Good job. I only got 1 vote. Not that everybody hurt my feelings, but it's okay. That's okay. I'm just not great at dining. But everybody said
I liked all the menus. They were unique and all great.
All the menus were good. I agree.
I would have eaten any one of those menus, but I would have preferred to eat at mine.
But a couple, because you had a drink. That's why you won, because you had a drink.
I stole the show, man. None of you did a toast. Why didn't you do a
That's
champions
That's
toast?
cheating.
But somebody said like we need to do that, but like just for Disney's. And the people, I think you mentioned in the show, there should be like a Disney Springs like food festival or something,
Yes.
and people are like, "Yes, that's the greatest idea of all time, a Disney Springs food festival." But I mean, this is a great option. Have a dinner at Disney Springs. It doesn't cost an admission to go over there, and it's real chill.
Right.
You can-
And there's
progressive dinner.
there's a lot of great choices at Disney Springs too. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah. And my other thought was, depending on what day they work, if they work on your Magic Kingdom day and are going to meet you on your Magic Kingdom day, maybe go to Magic Kingdom area resort.
Yeah.
And so if they're like trying to park, you would need like a reservation, but because I was saying like you don't have to do a sit down restaurant, you do like a Captain Cook's or a Gasparilla or
But you
something.
would
Those are
need-
really nice options too. But
You would need you would need a reservation.
Yep.
Because those, the resort
This- yeah.
won't let you in. Yeah.
Or you can
with that
probably
one.
get the TTC and get over
Yeah.
there. But
Of course.
Man, sometimes those parking at TTC is a chore, but you know it can be done. It can be done.
my
It's
wife
there.
has a different name for it than
we
TTC.
do not. I do not have it. Hang on. Let's see.
Yeah. Can't say that on the show.
There we go. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
ready. Just kidding. Okay.
No,
Let's see here.
it's not that bad.
Our friend Mohawk Scotland is staying up late with us. We appreciate you staying up late with us over in Scotland as we record live. What are the best quietest days of the week for party nights, like Halloween party, Christmas party? Ricky, maybe you know.
Yeah, so usually Tuesday night is going to be the most quiet. And then ironically enough, the second quietest night will usually be if they don't offer like a Thursday night one, which a lot of times they don't now. It would be a Sunday night. Because you've got the locals will actually they're going to be getting ready to go back to work and stuff like that, so they won't go to a party on a Sunday night usually. But like if there's one on a Saturday or a Friday night, because usually there's one on a Friday night, that one will be hands down the busiest. So don't do Saturday night. So I would say Tuesday night, Thursday night if it's offered, and then Sunday night, and then Friday night. I think those are usually the dates that they have it. So
All right. And okay, so Justin's asking, I think he's tuned in over on YouTube.
Oh.
Appreciate that. Did anybody choose Ooey Gooey toffee cake at Liberty Tree?
At Liberty
I think for the
Tree.
I did the salad.
Yeah, you
You
did the
did the
salad.
salad,
Got
yeah.
a lot of love. I don't think anybody took that for the dessert. Which,
No,
man,
we
I
didn't.
I should have been a St. Louis, and that's kind of a St. Louis thing. The Ooey
I-
Gooey butter cake thing.
I
That's
like the
yeah.
the toffee cake, but it didn't like wow me the last time I had it. So it's not like on my radar because of that. It
Me too.
really was just like okay. But I
No,
did
I had-
last time I ate there was during COVID. So that
Last time I ate there was on my last trip, actually, on Thanksgiving Day. So
okay. Well then, never mind.
so it's
If it
fresh in
didn't
my
wow
mind, and it was
you-
good. It's always good. I mean, it's always good.
It's
just,
solid. It's a solid dessert. It's
I
just
think
not-
I don't know the best way to say this. I think like over the years that is one that they've like scaled down somehow, where it's just not how it used
I
to
would
be.
agree with you. Actually, I feel like it's not as good as it used to be.
Where
and,
I
like,
think the bread pudding, which is the one I picked at Ohana, I think that's gotten
Oh.
better for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why, but it could be a mental thing because like I've had so many toffee cakes over the years where maybe
that
it's
bread
like,
pudding is fantastic. So
See,
it's so good.
you guys talk about the bread pudding, and I was having this discussion with Pam the other night at dinner because we talked about everybody's menus and how we did this and how much fun we had with the show because she doesn't listen. I wish she would, but she doesn't. And is it banana? Because I don't think I've ever had it. Is it
Oh.
banana bread pudding? Is that why I've
I'm,
never had
I'm
it?
allergic to
Is that-
bananas too, Mike.
is that what
Now,
it's
I don't know if
called?
I'm to the same extent you are. It is banana,
Okay.
but like it doesn't mess me up. Like I
Okay.
think it's because it's like cooked, or it has like some type of flavor. It's not like raw banana or
Okay,
something.
'cause
That's
I've
what
never
really
had
gets
it.
me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Because I was afraid to eat it the first time, and I was like, and then they started like pouring that like caramel sauce on. I'm like, okay, I'm diving in. I don't care if if I get sick from this, it'll be worth it.
Because
And it's so dang good.
That's
Like,
what I told
I
Pam.
never like to hype up a dessert, but it's good.
I was like, dude, Scott took this as his number one dessert of all time. Like, and I'm like, oh man, but I think he keeps calling it bread pudding. I'm like, so like, you know, I love pudding. I have pudding like twice a day. I have those little
that's
Jello
not
like
what
zero.
bread pudding
It's
is.
No,
not
it's
what
not
it is,
bread
though.
pudding. I
Yeah.
mean, I have the little Jello like 0 calorie.
Yeah, it's
things.
different than that for
Or
sure.
zero sugar things. Yeah,
Because it's more like
exactly.
a cake kind of almost.
Yeah,
and-
It's more like a gooey cake. Yeah.
mhm.
Sign me up.
With that
Sign me up.
caramel sauce and
Oh.
So
It's
okay,
so good.
speaking of ADRs, we had somebody over in the Discord this morning. I put up a little poll for this person, Pigeon Forward Ogre or somebody over in the Discord.
I
I'll
think
put it up.
everyone had the same answer.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, let's talk about that. He was asking for a little help between Topolino's Terrace or Cape May
Cape May.
Cafe for breakfast. I mean, Topolino's is obviously the hardest ADR probably to
Yeah,
get
absolutely.
for breakfast. But I mean, is
Yes.
Cape May not someplace that? Because Cape May used to be super popular for breakfast. Is it
Well,
not
Cape
anymore?
May used to be popular because they used to have that. Oh wait. No,
It's
are
so
you
good.
Garden Grill? Or are you thinking Cape May?
No, it was Cape May at the beach
May?
club.
Yeah, at the
Did
Beach
they
Club.
have a like a cinnamon roll like bread pudding type situation, I feel like.
So I think when they did it family style, they brought you one. Oh,
That's
it
what
was
it
after
was.
the pandemic. They
Yes.
got rid of the buffet, so it was family style. Mike, we ate there with Beth and Elizabeth and Emily.
Now
And
that was
it was like a $25 breakfast.
That's what I was gonna say.
It was so good. It was a good
that was
deal.
during
You're
the
right.
pandemic. It was so dirt cheap, and I was like, "We're getting so much food for so little money." I could not
Yes.
believe it. That was but it was during the pandemic.
But it's back to the buffet now, so you don't get that. I don't believe we went there for
No.
spring break last year. I don't think you get that cinnamon pastry
No,
anymore.
you don't get the cinnamon pastry anymore. I know
But
that.
I
for
love the
sure.
costumes. I love the beach vibe. Like they crack me up. Now to put them up against Topolino's costumes though, like I love like that Riviera like look that they had, like Minnie's little artsy dress, you know.
Yeah.
But so I still got to go Topolino's between those.
Yeah,
two.
but Topolino's is a totally different vibe in the sense of like usually like if I'm going there, well, they don't offer the steak anymore, do they?
I think they do. I think you can only you could order like more than one thing back in the day. Now I
Yeah,
think
you
you're limited
could.
to,
Now you
like,
can
just
only
getting
order
one.
one. Yeah, because
'Cause
people were like, I'm
There
gonna
was one
order
thing, so
five.
we would all order our one, and then I would do a for the table, you know,
Yeah.
entree, and that was
Yes.
like the best. But yeah,
That's what I love about Palo when you just have all the food just laying around. I'm just like, oh, I can't wait.
food coma.
Bring it on, 82 days. Let's see. So a question again from over on Discord. This one's about resorts from the Resorts channel. So again, join us over in the Clubhouse, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Lots of discussion around this one. It says, I have a family of 7 flying into Orlando for January of 2026 between the ages of 21 and 82. We want to stay on Walt Disney World property pre-Disney Treasure Cruise. We're not planning on doing any park days, just some resort hopping in Disney Springs. We do plan on dining at Ohana and Hoop-Dee-Doo. Scott, this sounds like your
Man,
jam.
Yeah,
Can
no
I
kidding.
join?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah.
a cruise afterwards? Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
There
Can,
we go.
can I be adopted by
There
your
we
family?
go. Yes. If
Did we need a 42-year-old too? Let's do it.
exactly. If we want to stick to 2 rooms, where should we stay? So they're coming in January. The group between 21 and 82. They want to be on property. They want to have some Disney Springs dining, just some resort hopping, Ohana and Hoop-Dee-Doo. What would you suggest? No parks. Give a couple suggestions. What do we think?
I mean, an instant one for me. I mean, I'm a homer here, but I was gonna say Old Key West because you have the boats down at.
Mhm.
Hopefully, they'll figure out the boat dock issue by then.
Yeah, that thing should come open this summer. I'm hoping.
Yeah, it should be. And then you can just boat down to what I want to say, Disney Springs. I lost my train
Right.
of thought there. And like, it's just a cool vibe. Like, I don't know where they're coming from, but for me, coming from Michigan, being at Old Key West in January is like the greatest thing. Like, I've been dealing with winter, gray, super crappy weather, and now I've got palm trees. I got the Sassagoula River and all that. Like, it just makes my heart so happy, and it really sets you up for before your cruise, because I'm guessing the cruise is going to be out of Port Canaveral there if they're doing a Walt Disney World stay beforehand.
Yeah, it's
So it
true.
really gets me in that cruise vibe. Listen to that background loop and everything. Like, I'm actually ready to book this right now. It's got me so excited. So.
I'm with you. I mean, the last 2 cruises I've done pre-nights at Old Key West because it's just it's exactly what you just said. Like I go there and I'm like, dude, I get in that pool with the lighthouse and go back to a villa that's all pastels and Jimmy Buffett music playing. I'm like, I'm already on the cruise. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
That's
in
the
that
freak,
state of
yeah.
mind. I have dinner at Olivia's. I'm like, boom. I'm in cruise mode before we even get to Port Canaveral. It's just so chill.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
But then,
right?
if you're renting a car, it's great because then you can park ride in your villa. I don't know if you're renting a car because I know you're going to do like Hoop-Dee-Doo, and I can't remember what the other restaurant was they mentioned.
Ohana.
Ohana, that's right.
Mhm.
So that gets a little tricky. Resort to resort transportation is always tricky, but you can use like the minivans or like Uber and Lyft and all that too from Old Key West. But then you got the boat to Disney Springs though, which I think would be great.
That's
That's
because
true.
you want to try to find, with you're not going to the theme parks, but like the Sassagoula River boat is kind of an attraction. Just hop on the Skyliner
sure.
too. You could get to Caribbean Beach somehow, jump on the Skyliner just like at sunset, and maybe grab a drink at, say, over at the Riviera, or have a snack at Prima Piatto, or go over to just take it over to Epcot and walk around the boardwalk. I mean, that's kind of what I did with my dad. I mean, it wasn't like, I just wanted to kind of show him around, but I mean, it could be like an evening or something like that because you're going to be there.
You know where that reminded me? The day that this episode drops is where, remember that live call we had a couple of weeks ago where the for the kid for his birthday from New Hampshire wants to do all the transportation.
Yes.
Like that's happening today
Oh.
as this episode drops. So like can't wait to see it. Not to get sidetracked or anything, but you're talking about all that transportation. So hopefully that was a great birthday, and I hope you enjoyed all that traveling around, all those transportation pieces at Walt Disney World.
Absolutely. It's a great birthday. That's awesome. So Ricky, I mean, we've kind of settled on Old Key West, but would you like anything else, maybe like a Caribbean beach or like maybe a riverside?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going with the cruise vibes, I would definitely say maybe consider Caribbean Beach, and that does have the Skyliner too, so that part's nice. So you can use that like as transportation. If you're not going to the parks, it's like an attraction. So that's kind of one thing that I was thinking of. The other thing to kind of piggyback onto that cruise vibe, maybe you want to look at the Polynesian. You were talking about having dinner at Ohana, so the Polynesian might be a good choice for you as well. Again, you're on the monorail loop, so you can ride the monorail, have that as a ride kind of situation going on there, and you can have stops at the other excuse me, the other resorts. So that would be fun too, and then you're close enough to Hoop-Dee-Doo that would be an easy thing to get to as well. So that's kind of the Polynesian was kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you can splurge for that, that'd be prime, right? Because you're at the Ohana, you're on the monorail, so you can just hop a boat over to, ride the monorail to the Contemporary, hop a boat over to Hoop-Dee-Doo.
Exactly.
That'd be sweet. I mean, yeah, that'd be the ultimate.
That would be the ultimate. That's why I gave options.
Yeah, that'd be one, and I think Old Key West would be like 1B, but
yeah,
either one would be pretty sweet. Okay, real quick, because we got a couple of minutes left. Let me ask you this, because this show is actually going to come out pretty quickly for once because of the timing when we're recording. And shout out to Jessica, who's tuned in live from Pop Century right now, taking a rest and get ready to head back to Magic Kingdom tonight. You're winning. Nice. Love that. 11 people.
That's what I'm talking. It's Jessica's son. That's the one that's doing the transportation.
There you go.
Oh,
yes.
awesome.
Another horn. Yeah, I hope you're having a good time. There you go. Did bus transportation for the win shortly to the Magic Kingdom. That is so cool. And so I posted I was just going through Google Photos, and I'm thinking about starting a channel one more channel in the clubhouse called like Memories or something, where people just post like photos from like years ago from their trips. Like just like going through your Google Photos and you see something from like 2009 or 2014, just old photos where we just share stuff from our old just memories of our old pictures. And I just been posting them like in different threads, different channels. But I saw like pictures in my Google Photos from when we were mentioned in Parenting Magazine back in 2011. They did an article on Disney, like websites and podcasts, and they had Mouse World Radio and stuff like that. And I had I took pictures of it and stuff and had it in Google Photos. And I was just thinking about, how much things have changed. And I don't know where I was going with this now. I'm getting so old because I've been doing the show for 18 years. But, I don't even know where I was going. Now I totally lost my train of thought because I got talking about Jessica. But no,
you just wanted to do a humble brag.
Exactly.
Of the fact that
but we were in Parenting
Magazine.
But it was I put it in the clubhouse, the little article thing, a picture of it. But it is kind of fun to see like how things have changed. And we didn't have a Skyliner back then. You couldn't have done what they're doing down there today. We had the boats, we had the monorails, we had the buses. But think about it now. We have like the stretchy buses. Like that would have blown my mind in 2011. Like the ride, because I think are they still only at like Art of Animation? Maybe sometimes Caribbean Beach.
Oh, I have no idea.
Have you been on a stretchy bus? I love those things.
From Pop Century, I've been on one.
Okay. Yeah. I like riding them on the very back because I still think maybe it's because maybe they have these like in New York City. I don't know. It still blows my mind that one dude drives that stretchy bus. Like when they go.
We got them here for Michigan State's transportation.
Do you really?
Like our data system. Yeah.
Really? See, that still blows. That cracks me up. The Bindi
especially
bus.
for football games, you definitely need them.
Really?
For people to the stadium.
We don't have those here. I love the stretchy buses.
But you know what I want to always do? Talking about old photos like that. I would love a thread in the Discord, and I'm curious what people think about this. Where like you ask, was anyone at Walt Disney World in like May of 2011? And find out how many people were there, and like exchange photos. Like find out like were we at Epcot at the same time?
I like it.
Or like you see that like there's Ricky in the background before I even knew her, like in some photo. Like
that'd be crazy.
I would just love to find like BOGP connections from like years past before we knew each other, and just find out like, oh yeah, we were at the same thing on the same day, and like my timestamp says this. Oh yeah, my time says we were in the same ride. Like I don't know. I just think that'd be hilarious. Like the connections before we even knew each other.
Yeah, we'll have to make like that vintage photo channel. Just so like, because we all have like Google Photos, right? And it's so easy now to pop up like 2009 or 2014, or just to go back and to see how, the resorts changed, how we've changed, like old races. Like I posted some in the Run Disney channel of Wine and Dine Race Weekend 2011. Like you ran under the sorcerer hat at the studios. Like that was so weird. Anyway, so I was wrapping up though, and Ricky, because this is coming out so soon. We saw like Test Track. They're getting close to opening up Test Track again this summer. I mean, it's good. We're going to get something that's going to resemble 1.0 again. I kind of hope it resembles 1.0 again. I mean, a little bit.
So, it's kind of interesting because they've said it kind of will tie into the past of
World of Motion.
I believe World of Motion. And kind of my theory behind this is it's gonna be the because it's General Motors is who I believe who's doing it. It's Chevy, still I believe. And so my theory would be to take the history of vehicles. So you go from the start of the first vehicle and how vehicles have changed and things like that, and then it will end with the future of vehicles, of where we're going with electric cars and things like that, and hey, maybe even flying cars, who knows. But I feel like that would be kind of where we're going with it, is to kind of tell in a way to tell. And I don't know how the current ride system would speak to that, and that's and I don't know if I'm even on the right track of what I think that they would be doing. But the old World of Motion was the history of basically movement kind of thing, kind of situation like that. So to take it and tie in the history of the motor vehicle would be what I would like to see, and then the future of motor vehicles, since like I said, it's sponsored by Chevy. So that's kind of where I see that going, but I could be dead wrong. I could be right on target, who knows, because they really have been very quiet about what they're planning on doing with this update. I mean, we know a few things, but the nuts and bolts really of this attraction have been really kept under wraps, which is kind of interesting and unusual. I feel like we really have no details for an attraction that's opening sometime this summer, and again, we don't even know when it's opening. I mean, we've heard that obviously there are vehicles running on the track right now, so that part's great. We are getting closer to testing. We're testing the vehicles. We're getting closer to the opening, but for being, I guess, this close to an opening, we don't know a whole lot. I'm really hoping that by talking about it this week,
That's
that maybe
it.
we'll
We're
get,
trying to make it happen soon.
we're gonna make it happen,
Test
and
Track's
we'll just,
fun. It's just, that's one of those rides you don't like. It's just, even if you don't even like the theme, like at least you get the big loop and it's fun. It's everybody likes to go fast in a car. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
But it's not Radiator Springs Racers, but it's so
No. And Mohawk Scotland said something about it. I think it's reverted back to General Motors rather than Chevy, and General Motors is Chevy, so it would.
Well, no, Chevy's a brand of General Motors. Like,
right,
General
exactly.
Motors is
That's
more
that's what I mean.
bigger
Like Chevy
brand.
is part of General Motors, so like they just took the Chevy part of the General Motors brand and used that.
He's
So
right.
so it'll be interesting to see if they decide to continue that route or if they'll go back to the whole.
I think it is
of
GM.
General Motors.
I think I did see it's GM. So real quick though, the odds that they will mention a Model T in this attraction, 0.
Yeah, because isn't that Ford?
Yes, it is. And
Yeah,
that's what
so
we're
then
doing.
no, they definitely would not be mentioning.
And that's
Model
called a segue, because that's what we're doing on Friday show.
T.
All
Yes.
right, so we're going to wrap this one up, and we're going to come back on Friday with odds makers, with a lot of current topics that you have submitted in the clubhouse. We got some great ones, and we got some we're going to bring to the table ourselves. We're going to have a good time on Friday playing some odds makers. You can play right along with us. We're going to set some odds, and then the other two, we're going to say over, under what we think those chances are for these events. So come on. Pretty high, Scott. 0. General Motors is not going to mention the Model T. Maybe
they're not going to mention a Ford vehicle. They
Who
might
knows?
mention their first vehicle, but they're definitely not mentioning a Ford.
I don't know. Who knows? The Tin Lizzie? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll see. Scott would know. He's in the Motor City. I'm well, not there. He's close.
Oh, yeah.
He's
My
in the
dad's a General
area.
Motors retiree. Well,
There you go.
My whole life.
There you go.
And my father-in-law was a mechanic for Chevy forever too. So so there you go. I had a Ford when I met Pam. So that was fun. She's like, "What's that thing out in the driveway?" Sorry, sir. I didn't know.
Well, now you have a Jeep, and that's not it
I do,
either,
but
so.
yeah, Jeeps are kind of like their own thing. I just, I've wanted a Jeep my whole life. It just, Jeeps are because like you take the doors off, the top off. It's, it's the thing. It's all I'll ever drive the rest of my life is a Jeep Wrangler. I've had one for 25 years. Anyway, let's close out the show and remind you that you can follow the show join us in the clubhouse. That's the first thing. Come on over. We have a good time there 24/7 interacting. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. Free for everybody. Just come on, jump in. Have a good time with us. We'll see you over there. Don't forget our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. We're doing that every day, all day. We'd love your support in first-class concierge level service each and every time. Come on over, themagicforless.com, fill out the quote, and we'll take care of you from there. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. We just got our bill, annual bill for all the StreamYard stuff. They doubled our price in the new year. Yeah, pretty shocking when it comes at tax time. Yeah, that was big. But hey, that's why you guys help us keep us on the air. I cannot thank you enough for your support because without it, we could not do this. So thank you. It's $5 a month, and that keeps us on the air. I cannot thank you enough for that. You can support us as well. It really does make a difference. It's $5 a month, and for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can also follow us. We all have our social media. I'm at BeOurGuestMike. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs. Scott's at EpScott. All the places. Ricky has a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com. Scott's got must-see adventures on YouTube. So make sure you're over there. And we'll have a live show this Sunday. Probably still have one on Easter Sunday evening after the ham and the deviled egg settle. So join us for that. And that should do it. So we'll join you again on Friday. So come on back for more fun. So until then, for Ricky and Scott, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.